So one of my video replies confused me. It said, "Why don't you be more honest about your message, Jim Prophet?" What the fuck do you mean? How am I not honest about the message? I get right to the point about how there is nothing to justify moderators at all, ever. And somehow you miss that fact. You know, it's not my fault if you don't watch my fucking videos. You have to actually watch them in order to grasp what I'm saying. And in reality, you shouldn't have to. You should already know this. You should already know what moderators do because you've probably experienced it at some point in your life or seen it experienced upon somebody else through observation and could assess the fact that that is wrong. Somebody should not do that to you. So, because you have the mentality of a child, I will explain it to you like a child. This is a little drawing I made. See the little man? That's you, commenter. That's you walking with your little swagger and whistling a tune, and all of a sudden, somebody tells you that you have to stop walking down that block. Yes, somebody comes up to you randomly, punches you, and tells you that you've been banned from this block. And you shouldn't even have to ask why, because nobody has the right to just come up, punch you, and tell you, get off of my fucking block. I own this block. Blah, blah, blah. That fucking guy is crazy. You should punch him back. You should take out a knife and stab him. He's a crazy motherfucker. He's punching people randomly. Screw him. Screw his life. But because you submit to authority, your first question is, well, why am I banned from the block? And they'll give you a run around about how you violated this rule and you violated that rule. But how could you possibly know these rules? And are these rules enforced equally for everybody? Why are you the only one getting banned from walking down the block? You were just walking, minding your own business with your swagger. And all of a sudden, this guy punches you. And meanwhile, there's people walking their dogs and shit. And I see some of them letting their dogs shit in other people's yards, and I see two people over there humping on each other and sticking their tongues down each other's throats, and shit like that. Guy doesn't seem to care about that, but this crazy motherfucker just comes up to you, punches you, and tells you that you need to get off the block. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to listen to that crazy son of a bitch? Are you going to stop what you are doing, stop going to your destination, just because this crazy asshole over here has a spur up his ass? No! You would continue on your path, wouldn't you? You're not going to let some crazy motherfucker tell you what to do. And, you know, what if you need that block? What if there isn't another practical way to get to your destination? What if you can't go home without walking down that block first? So, what are you going to do? Just be homeless now? Take a 5-mile detour around to get around this fucking block that this guy supposedly owns because he says he does? No! You take out the problem. And the problem is anyone that would tell you you can't do something just because they fucking say so. That's what I'm talking about with moderators. You know, I actually see people. I made a comment just recently that someone goes, I like it when moderators are secretive and don't say anything and just ban troublemakers and yeah. But meanwhile, I guarantee you, he has a problem with any little thing the government is doing. Mark Anthony has a problem with the government going to come and take his baby. But meanwhile, you'll let private individuals who have no authority, who have not worked for said authority, who have no legitimacy whatsoever, tell you what the fuck to do, and actually, in secrecy, ban and suppress your opinions, and trample on your civil liberties, and you're okay with that, because you're the troublemakers! The only troublemaker is anyone who would define your humanity for you. The only troublemaker is anyone who would tell you that you can or can't do something. The only troublemaker is anyone who would use the concept of property to exercise force against you, such as YouTube has done to me on countless occasions, even though I'm a fucking partner, and yes, I own the block. just as much as the crazy motherfucker on YouTube that seems to think he can punch people in the face for it. So not only do we have innocent you here getting punched in the face just walking down the block, but a supposed block owner myself in a nice suit and tie also going down the block is getting punched in the face as well. So clearly ownership is not the issue here. What the issue here is the initiation of force. And what are you going to do about it? That's why I say kill moderators, because they will kill you. They have already committed violence against you, and they will only persist in committing violence against you. That's all they understand is violence and more violence and more violence and hurting and suppressing and, objectifying and degrading. That's all they fucking know. You should be able to walk down the block free from getting violated. I should be able to walk down the block free from getting violated. We should not have to worry about some made-up authority coming along and telling us that we have to change our course, we have to change how we do things, we have to change our attitude, what we say, or have to go somewhere else completely just because they have something wrong in their heads. That is wrong. That is criminal. That is despicable. No government in the world would tolerate it. So, what we have here is a criminal enterprise. What we have here is a series of psychopathic losers coming along and punching people in the face. And rather than being a rational adult about it, saying, no, they're in the wrong for doing that, we're not going to put up with them. The next time you punch me in the face or tell me to go somewhere else, I'm going to fucking hurt you. And then you won't be in a position to punch people in the face anymore. Maybe I'll cut off your hands, for instance. No, your argument is, well, that's what we have to do, so there's no troublemakers on the block. I guess I could just take that 5-mile detour, it was my own fault. Really? Fucking really? If you really believe that, then just stay out of the fucking way. You're not worthy of my time. You're not worthy of my rationality. I don't need to reason with you. You're a fucking dog. You do as you're told. Sit, boy. Go play dead somewhere else. Let the big boys handle this problem. So, there's my rationality. Is that honest enough for you? Is that simple enough for you to understand?